with the announcement that we're getting a Zenith skin at some point this month, really thought it'd be a great idea to talk about whether you should or you shouldn't go for the Zenith skin. Now, with the changes to Zenith, there is a minimum power that you have to meet, and you get it guaranteed. There is still the chance that you're in a lower bracket that doesn't have the kingdoms that have whales, or people who've been saving their speeds for 10 years. You could get lucky and push 15, 20 million power and be fine. But a lot of kingdoms, let's say the minimum is 40, your 10 spot's going to hit 40 million, or somewhere around that 40 million. And for a lot of people, that's a lot of power, and more than they actually think. So I have had a couple successes with Zenith. As you can see right now, I'm just using a 30-day skin for the Cav attack. I'm in off season. I'm really not going to be using the skin in KVK. I wasn't really ever going to be using it. I thought, I'm doing forts. I'm running only Cav forts. Why not run it? I have permanently infantry attack, archer health, and archer attack. I do also have the 30-day of the universal troop attack, but that really wasn't a hard push. I think I only pushed about 5 million power and I ended up getting it. But for these three, I pushed a considerable amount of power. And this infantry attack one, I regret to this day. I am a archer main. As I said before, I am maining archers. I'm an archer rally and garrison player. Before new tech was announced, where you had to go for every single troop type, I was looking to become an archer rally player and an infantry garrison. Now I still can do that, but I'm then deviating from my main troop type in a new tech KVK. So I pushed, since I have it here, I pushed 20,000 power to get this infantry attack that I'm never going to use. My other one, I got rank 9, pushed 19,000 power. This was for the archer attack. It's a ton of power for a skin. More than you really think. So 20 million power doesn't sound like a lot. 40 million does. But 20 million power, if you're 80 million power, you're getting into a whole new bracket. I think it's great for the younger kingdoms where someone can push T5, someone can push their tech, and still be 40 to 60 million power. And it's going to take less speeds on those younger kingdoms to get a Zenith. But when you're 80 million, 90 million, 70 or 60 million, anything under 100 million but above 50, you're training troops, and strictly troops. Sure, you might have some T5 tech not unlocked, so you might be able to unlock siege, or if you don't have an archer march, you're unlocking archers. That's a little bit of power there, but it's only about 1 million power if you have 2. If you're not doing any tech, you're pure training troops. And 4 million troops at 105% speeds, or 105% training speed, is just over 2,700 days. Now, I'm at 2,300 days right now. Little bit over that if you count the training speeds. But let's say I push the Zenith, I have to go the full 40 million. Alright, I'm going into KVK soon. I will then have 0 speeds for the entirety of KVK, unless I hard spend money. You can't get a slow recovery. I'm going to KVK. I need to go all out. I have no choice but to spend that money to regain speeds. And that's where a lot of people fall into the trap of Zenith. If you're not a major spender, if you're not a whale, if even mid spenders, it can be rough. You're not going to regain those speeds back. Yes, those cities look great because they have a Zenith skin. You get a great boost in stats. But you can easily end up on the deadweight list just because you push that Zenith. I know for our kingdom, if you're trying to push for the Zenith or any of them really, minimum 4,000 days we need to see in the tracker, or you're not doing it. And if you're not spending, that's also going to affect it. Like I said, you need to spend to get that rebuild back. And not just with your speeds. Your resources. They're going to take a massive hit as well. If you're not ready for your resources, especially in a big KVK, you're screwed. For 4 million troops, for just food, so the corn, 3.2 billion corn, 3.2 billion wood, and then the worst part of all is 1.6 billion gold. Of course, I have that. I can easily push the Zenith and say I'm fine. I'm going to kill my food, I'm going to kill my wood, I'm going to kill my gold. I won't have enough for KVK. And that was something that I was dealing with each one of these Zeniths. And I didn't realize how much it affected me until it happened. Now this archer attack, that was at the end of KVK. I was migrating after the KVK ended. I knew I was going to have a longer off season. I knew I could afford to go for the Zenith and have a good amount of speeds. This archer health, we limited it to just my account for our Zenith because of seeding. And that's the biggest thing. Your kingdom is constantly looking at their seed. If they're D seed, they want to stay low power and they want to mate. They don't want to push to C seed. Same thing for C, B, A, or Imperium. If you do not get permission from your kingdom to push for Zenith, there's a good chance you are going to have repercussions. I know in ours, if you do an unnecessary push over the maximum or the maximum rewards, so that 1,000,000 points, you're getting zeroed. Because we're at a 2 final of a line between B seed and A seed, that it could really harm us. If you have 10 people, 15 people, 20 people in a high A seed push, especially that 40 million power, that could boost them up to Imperium. That could ruin an entire kingdom's off-season, their migration plans. That's a lot to have to deal with. While it's a personal achievement for Zenith skins, there's the kingdom as a whole, and I know people don't love that. You wanna build your own account, you wanna focus on what you're doing, and why should the king or any of the officers tell you what you can and can't do with your own account? And I agree. At some point, they can't tell you what you can and can't do with your account. But you also can't tell them what they can and can't do when you're not listening to the rules. If the kingdom says, hey, no one can push over 1,000,000 points and you push, and you get zeroed for it, it's nobody's fault but yours. You don't want a kingdom like that, you find a new one. You also have to think about what kind of role you have in your kingdom. Are you a rally and garrison lead, or are you a field fighter? And while they are great for field fights, you're not the only one. It's not a one-on-one. It's not black and white. There's a lot of shades of gray in a field fight. You're going to get hit by 1,500 different marches. They're going to get hit by 1,500 different marches. Those city skin buffs become less and less important. When you're in a rally and garrison, they're everything. It's a one-on-one fight, like I've said in a couple other videos. Like with armaments, your wedge versus combo. Your combo is dealing 10%, wedge is dealing 5%. Well, if you're dealing with a city skin that's only doing 5% health, and I'm sitting there with a 15% health, I'm automatically going to be doing better than you. If you guys are going for the new skin in the next Zenith of Power, let me know. If you guys really don't like how a lot of kingdoms are starting to fix this or limit people, let me know as well. I really love to hear what people think of when they're limited on these major events that don't really happen that often. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.